have Ty Harris and Olivia Nelson-Adota taking questions in the room, and then on Zoom, please use the raise hand function and only one question, please. Anyone want to start?
A question for Ty. This is your playoff career high in minutes. Just kind of take me through how you saw needing to do more tonight, obviously with you guys shorthanded in a couple of ways.
Honestly, I just try to stay ready whenever my number is called. The team always instilled confidence into me in practice, every game throughout this whole season. So honestly, just whenever my number is called, I'm trying to do what's best for my team and be there for them.
And Liv, just a similar question for you, knowing that you guys are playing shorthanded, how do you change your game? Do you feel like that played a part, in sort of a level of frustration that goes along with that, where you guys are trying to do something new and different here in this moment?
Just to kind of feed off of Ty, I think it just forces us to really step up. I mean, with stepping up, there comes adjustments and things like that need to be made. But I think we're doing the best that we can with that. There's levels that we can improve on, and I think we'll see that tomorrow. Watching film and stuff. But I think everybody's just trying to give their best effort and contribute as much as possible.
Thank you both.
Liv, can you just talk about how tough it is to get down by so much so early in the game, and what was the mentality of the team, going into half, and then you cut it to 9 points there in the third. Did you guys just run out of gas?
I think going into a deficit like that in the first half, we have to expend a lot of energy trying to fight our way back and claw back. So I think it definitely does affect us in that way of just having to try and claw our way back in. But I'm proud of our whole team and stuff of just being able to continue to fight and not give up with that. I mean, like you said, we cut it down to 9, and I'm just proud of everybody and how they contribute with that, and just having that aggressive mentality and maintaining that.
Yeah, Ty, obviously your defense was remarkably effective in the first game. Tonight, they kind of solved it, scored a lot of points. How do you counter adjust to get your defense back to that level for game 4?
Just knowing scout. I mean, we harp on it all the time in practice. We know that they're going to try to do different things on offense and read things differently, and we go through that in practice, but it's just kind of executing it and being at the point and being just a little more aggressive and not fouling.
For either or both of you, seems like at some points there are some frustrations on the bench. How do you all kind of collect yourselves, keep composed, and keep the eyes on, just trying to even the series going into Sunday? And who really steps up to make that effort? Like in terms of players, is it someone like Dewana, or who does that role?
I mean, we love each other. We're all sisters, so we talk about it. We come together. That's pretty much it, honestly. It's a game, runs, basketball, things get heated, but we still love each other. We're going to come together and bring a better effort next game.
Liv, Gina was here today with CD and Kathy. What was it like to have them in the crowd?
It was great. I just finished talking with them too. It's always great seeing them, especially when they come out and they come support. And so, I mean, I just love seeing them, the team, everybody. And it's special to me too, for them to all show up like that and be able to watch me, especially at this level now too.
For either of you, Steph has talked a lot about, just controlling what you're able to control when things get heated and, kind of flustered just throughout the season. I'm wondering if that has just come up at all throughout the game tonight. And, when you have those conversations, what are you guys really focusing on, what aspects of the game you guys can control?
I think our energy, our effort, things that goes outside of just skill-based, just mentally, those things we can control just as a human ourselves. And I don't think it came up throughout the season, but like you said, we're a sisterhood, and we're going to rock for each other regardless.
Liv, specifically in sort of the inverse of what we talked about after game 1, with what Beck Allen does defensively, what does the absence of Beck Allen do? How does that change rim protection and, what you're doing in terms of the defensive scheme here?
Yeah, I mean, she brings defense, offense. She's a long player. She's able to get deflections, blocks, steals, and then she's able to just shoot the 3 ball and also attack, off the dribble too. Everything. Yeah, everything. But, having an older player like that too with experience, that's definitely, at times is missing like that. It's evident tonight too. And just with her ability to even space the floor and like I said, just going back to the defense, offense, just all that she brings. And so I think it was pretty evident tonight, throughout the game, just how much we missed her with that.
Thank you.
Last question.
This would be for both of you. I mean, how do you look at things now being down 2-1 and brink of elimination and all that? And how do you prevent that from happening? What has to be better on Sunday? And how do you look at the state of the series right now?
Well, first thing first, we have to come out a lot better. Don't spot them 20 points in the first quarter. I know that throughout the game, through the rest of the game, we outscored them by 10. So not spotting them, coming out with a bang the first quarter, and we'll just see where it gets us, honestly.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
One second. I have Stephanie White going to do a quick statement and then taking questions.
First of all, just, disappointed certainly with the way that we started the game. I felt like our energy level from the beginning was just really poor for whatever reason. I'm proud of our group for the second through the fourth quarter, but that's not good enough when you're playing for an opportunity to go to the finals.
Alexa?
Stephanie, where did you feel like you all missed Beck Allen the most tonight? Did you kind of think that was the primary reason maybe why the defense didn't have its best night, or did you also think there was other factors at play there?
Yeah, certainly you miss Beck's length and versatility on the defensive end of the floor. You miss her ability to knock down shots offensively. And again, when you look at the numbers outside of the first quarter, we were better defensively. We were better offensively, outside of the first quarter as well. Plus, Beck just has a presence about her, like Beck's just one of those glue players. Like she's a good teammate. People like being around her. She's got a calming presence on the floor. She's a communicator, all of those things. And so when you're missing a piece like that, what she brings from a basketball perspective, from a size perspective, and from in the intangibles, it makes a difference. And we had to kind of filter through that, I think.
Steph, just to kind of jump off of Alexa's question, when did you know that you weren't going to be able to have Beck, and how do you go about planning for a scenario like that?
We didn't really know until she went out and saw how she could play and warm up.
Mm-hmm.
Just go out and see how she can warm up, see if she felt better as her warm up progressed or worse as it progressed. So I think we probably got it, about 15 minutes before the game started, something like that. I mean, certainly, our big lineup has been good for us in this series. It was an option that we knew we could go to if Beck wasn't able to go. But hopefully Beck will she'll get better, feel better, be ready for Sunday.
And then just, obviously there was a little bit of a dust up on your bench in the second quarter, and Dejanay doesn't go back in after that. Again, playing with fewer numbers, effectively 6 for much of the rest of the game. How hard is it to counter what New York is doing when you're down a couple of players at that point? It's
tough. I mean, certainly depth is a factor. But I mean, you see in the playoffs the rotations tighten up anyway, right? They tighten up anyway. So it certainly is a factor. Again, I was proud of the group that went out there and that fought and that battled. But we got to be all in, and it's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us, and we got to all be in together in order for this to work and for us to continue to fight for that opportunity to play for the finals.
Steph, in the second quarter, with about 2 minutes left, you called a timeout, and it looked like you had kind of just slammed your clipboard on the floor. And then, after that timeout, your team scored 8 points. Do you remember just kind of what you said in that huddle and what kind of inspired that?
I don't know. I don't remember what I said, but I'm sure I was talking about our energy, talking about our communication, talking about being focused, talking about staying together, something to that fact. But look, I mean, our group is capable. Our group is capable. It's unacceptable the way that we started the game. There's no doubt about it. And that's on all of us. That's on all of us. So, we have to regroup, come back, watch the film, each of us kind of take inventory of why it was that way to start and get ready to play on Sunday.
And real quick, you started Ty in the second half, and then she played that entire half. Just what did you like from her tonight?
I just like that group, the whole group that was playing well together. I liked their energy and competitive fire defensively. I liked the way they were moving the ball and spacing the floor offensively. I thought that they were the group that gave us the best chance to come back because of what they showed in that second quarter.
And Steph, just to button it up, obviously, Dejanay comes out, she doesn't come back in. What is your level of confidence in using her in a critical spot in Game 4?
It just depends on a mindset, right? Like Nay is a capable player and important to what we do. What she brings defensively, what she brings from an offensive standpoint in terms of being a threat. It's at this time of year, you just don't get as many opportunities to play through things as you do in the regular season, right? And everybody's got to be ready to go from jump, from preparation to shoot around, to game, no matter when your number's called. And so, like I said, it's going to take all of us. And we've got to regroup. We've got to come together, and we got another opportunity on Sunday.
Just wanted to know what went into starting Liv instead of Rebecca, and then what did you see from her in her first start for the Sun?
Well, Beck wasn't able to go, so what I liked about what Liv was able to do, particularly in this series, I think that she's been a good presence matching up to JJ. She's a big body. She's long. She's played with great confidence in this series, and she's given us some really good minutes. I don't know what her actual numbers have been, but I know her plus minus numbers have been pretty good. Our rotations have been good with her in them. So I just felt like starting big, was going to give us an opportunity. And we needed a matchup for JJ. She's a tough one to handle down there.
Hey, Coach, it seemed tonight that there were numerous times where the team was visibly frustrated with the officiating. So if you watch enough basketball and you see that happening, you might see players, making poor decisions because of that frustration, and it leads to bad sequences and what have you. So I'm not saying that's what happened tonight, but how do you ensure that if you guys do see that Sunday, how do you stay within yourselves to make sure that that frustration doesn't lead to those poor decisions?
I don't know if there's any way to ensure it, but I think just kind of redirecting focus. Like, again, we have to control the things that we can control. The officials are not one of them, certainly. And there are times, it's an emotional game, right? There are times where emotions can get the best of us. There's no doubt about it. But finding ways to channel our emotion into something positive is going to be important. It's always important.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Steph.
Thanks.